going on, guys? I'm SimpleSimon, and welcome to the first episode. Oh shit, I've got the low Wi-Fi signal. Hopefully, oh man, that sucks really bad. Hopefully, I'm looking okay. I'm not going to waste too much time. But before I bring on my co-host, I've got a bunch of stuff in the description. So if you want to follow ScinemALIEN, who's making a first appearance in over 2 years on the YouTubes, her Instagram link and YouTube link are in the description, along with an Aliens and Predator playlist. Please, someone in the chat, let me know if my video quality sucks right now, because I'm getting the low Wi-Fi signal, which can be a better time. Anyway, I'm going to bring in my co-host again. It's her first appearance in over 2 years. So please welcome the legendary ScinemALIEN. How about that?
That was pretty much a flashback, a VHS
I know, right?
flashback.
I put that together in like 5 minutes. It didn't take long, because did you delete a lot of your videos?
What?
Did you delete some of your videos?
Did I? I have no idea.
Okay, because I looked at your channel and I was like, I could have sworn you had more than, there was only like, I don't know, 20 videos there.
Oh, the conspiracy.
I don't know.
Conspiracy.
But anyway, thank you for anyone who's jumping in live already. There's a couple of people there. And again, hopefully the reception turns out all right. So I'm excited about this for two reasons. A, I'm just excited to talk about Alien, Earth, and aliens in general. And B, I haven't spoken to you in over 2 years in person like this. So this was also very exciting that you oh yeah, I forgot, Nostromo 05. You changed your name too.
Yes, it's official.
All right, so I thought, being it's the first episode of what hopefully will be a bi-weekly stream that we do just for the season of Alien Earth, I thought we'd just start off with just nerding out a little bit about aliens and learning your story, because a lot of people who might see this probably don't know who you are because you haven't been around for so long, and I have a lot of new followers. But I want to start with your alien story, because this is a big deal that ScinemALIEN is the guest that I'm talking to about aliens right now. So give the people your story.
Well, I've been terrified of the xenomorph ever since I was like 5 or 6 years old. My brother is a huge fan, and I was just terrified to shit. And having it around the house, it wasn't really helpful either. So it's been a long process getting to liking it right now.
So your brother's a huge fan, saying you said there's stuff, he's got stuff at home. Like, he's a massive fan, is he?
Yeah, but like growing up, he had like a life-size poster on the door of an alien coming through a door. Wasn't really helpful. I remember at one point that my mom, like late at night on a Saturday, she was going to watch the first Alien movie because she was very curious, what her son was into and what I was so afraid of. Wasn't really helpful because the next day she was like, I fell asleep. So boring. Like,
So,
okay, well, it was after midnight. Okay, so.
Wait, so how did the fear for the xenomorph start?
But because it's so dark and so scary, and when.
But like, how old were you when you first saw it?
6.
Okay, so you were 6. You saw the first Alien movie?
I think yes. I think it was like popping out of the stomach in the Alien movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other one was from Aliens that you showed in the intro clip as well with Newt. My brother's like, look, it's a young girl just like you, and then the alien shows up behind her. And of course, from Alien 3 with Ripley with the xenomorph like coming close to her head. Terrified.
So you're saying when those movies came out, you hadn't sat down and watched them, you just saw bits of them, was it?
Yeah, bits.
And you just couldn't watch it?
No, I've tried over the years. Like even a few years ago, like I would post it on my Instagram, like tonight I'm gonna watch Alien. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna face my fear. It was like so badass, right? So I was like, I turned on Disney Plus. I was terrified. I tried to watch Aliens after, but I just couldn't. Like the anxiety that kicked in. No.
Yeah, that's great. So
But
what I'm
then,
trying to get at for people who are watching is that it was like a real serious phobia fear, right?
yeah, even the guys on like live streams before, like Robert and what's the Deuce? I think that's his name. Like they would warn me, like, "Hey, we're gonna show like Alien comics right now," and I'm like, "Okay, bye." I would leave. Like they know it was bad, so like really bad. Like it would literally like give me a shock, and I would like drop a phone or whatever. It's really bad.
Is there? Oh yeah, there's Lovesick in the back. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Um, so you watched the movies for the first time only in the last like 12 months or so, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, like for real, real. Like I was in the
Um,
mood for Aliens, but then I thought, yeah, but it's on Disney Plus and it's like on a big fucking TV, and it already scared me. And then later on, I was like, well, wait a minute, I have like a small old school TV with a big ass. I could just watch it on VHS. Take my distance, sit across the room, and then watch it.
um,
And that's how it started.
was it because I feel like from memory, your obsession sort of began just before the Romulus movie came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, when I was watching Aliens, I would watch it every day, because I would know when it would show up just so that I would be watching the stream. And I was like, face your fears, face your fears. And it was even with Alien, because I think Alien movie is more terrifying than Aliens. And, you know, my mind would just memorize when a xenomorph would show up. And I think it was like Star Wars The Phantom Menace 25th anniversary that I was looking for tickets at the cinema, that I saw Alien 45th anniversary. I was like, wouldn't that be the goal to work towards and see it on the big screen? But it was still a challenge, because after the VHS, I upgraded to Disney Plus, and suddenly the detail is more. So I was singing Hakuna Matata a few times, but I was like, it's just a guy in a suit. It's just a guy in a suit, and yeah, kept staring, and yeah,
Yeah.
worked.
So basically, the moral of the story, or not the moral, but a long story short, Cinemation had an ultra fear of the xenomorph, and now she's obsessed with the xenomorph.
Yeah, well, it's not that I would like put like a life-size xenomorph like in the room and like hug it every night. No, but at times it still kind of, frightens me in a way. Like I still get the shock. I'm like, come on, I've watched it so many times now. But like a movie like Alien Covenant, I still want to rewatch it because it had certain scenes in there. Like for example, the shower scene. Even though these guys were fucking, but when I was a kid, and I saw nude with the water and the alien. I was like, yeah, but what if a xenomorph shows up in the shower? Because, you're a kid, you stop making up shit. And I was like, holy shit, that was one of the things I was really terrified of. And it's in the movie. It's crazy. But yeah, I have to watch it again because it did kind of terrify me, when it would show up from the dark, like in the screen. But if the
A
movie didn't really suck that bad, I would probably watch it sooner. But
Covenant.
yeah, I don't like it that much.
Yeah, I've only watched it. So when I rewatched all of them, like it was probably 2 years ago now that I think about it. But I forgot that I'd seen. I thought I hadn't seen Covenant, and then as I started watching it, I was like, wait, no, I'm pretty sure I did watch this when it came out, but that was before I was hardcore Aliens guy, right? And yeah, there was just things about it. I don't know. So like we talked about Prometheus before we started, and I think Prometheus is a good movie. But obviously when I watched it before being Aliens guy, I thought it was a good movie. But now that I am Aliens guy, when I rewatched it, I just because one of the most fascinating things to me about the original movie is the space jockey scene, big giant thing. And I don't like what Prometheus did to it. How they were basically saying the engineers was that big thing, and it doesn't match with the size and things like that. So that's why I didn't like. And some people are like, no, that doesn't mean they weren't trying to be the. It's like they were trying to make them the space jockey. They got the same suit and everything like that. So that's what I didn't like about Prometheus. So I still think it's a good movie, but I don't like what they did to the lore with the engineers and all that sort of stuff.
I love the engineers.
I don't know. I just, yeah. Well, because I think
Big
I also
albino
mentioned,
looking thing. Ooh.
no, you watched them at our current house. Nah, I'm pretty sure I rewatched all of them at my last place. I was watching them. I've watched them at this house too. But yeah, I rewatched all the Aliens and I rewatched all the Predators. And it's not easy to do because for a franchise that's so popular, there's not that many good films coming out of those franchises.
No.
When the,
From what I
yes.
understand, a lot of people just, they pretend that Alien 3 and Resurrection never happened. But I don't listen. I don't think they were that bad.
Look,
I actually like them.
Alien 3's underrated. I think it's just the whole people are obviously upset with oh, by the way, yeah, you got to get an OLED TV. Thanks, Sarah, because watching these movies on an OLED is a completely different experience. Alien 3, I think the story is good. I think people just, when you're going from Aliens to Alien 3, you kind of want more of Hicks and Newt, so it just was a completely different story. I actually liked Resurrection when it came out. So back in the day, I was working at Blockbuster, I think at the time still, and I used to really enjoy it. I really like Resurrection. When I rewatched it a couple of years ago, I was like, oh my God, how did I ever like this movie? It was just, the acting was really bad in it, and things like that. So, but what do you prefer, the first movie or the second movie? I know they're completely different, so it's hard to compare.
I think Aliens is badass, but I think the horror factor, the terrifying part is all in Alien. So I would say Alien.
And that's the thing. They're two completely different films. One to me is like a horror suspense almost, and then the second one's like a action movie. The horror element.
But a really good one.
Oh, it's kick ass. It's like non-stop. That's why I always say I prefer Aliens, because the way I look at it is, if I had to watch only one of those movies for the rest of my life, I would prefer to watch Aliens, because Alien is great. Like when I rewatched them all, I hadn't seen Alien for a long time. It wasn't like Aliens I've seen so many times. It's always been, there's so many iconic scenes in it. But with the first Alien movie, I didn't have it as fresh in my memory as well. So when I watched it, I was like, this is really good. But then when I rewatched it again, and it was still fresh, it wasn't as exciting. You know what I mean? Because you kind of know what's going to happen. I don't think you get that. What's going on, Phil? You have to admire R-rated films that brought out a toy line, correct? So I don't know if you know this, Sana.
I was watching some 70s cartoons, and there was an alien toy, and kids were playing with it.
Yeah, well, that one, that's expensive, that one. But the Kenner alien toys that I collect, they're all really weird looking xenomorphs, right? You've got all kinds of different types, and they're all based on different animals, and they all came with a little comic book, and the comic book would explain, I think, the origin of that specific alien. So that toy line was actually based, like, a lot of people, like even I thought this when I started collecting, was like, these characters, like there's Ripley, there's Hicks, there's Bishop, and you're like, that's not what Bishop looks like, right? He's like a weird thing in this toy. Those toys are actually based on a animated series that never came out. So they did some storyboard work. They've even got some merch.
Merch guy.
So this is like my pride and joy. So it was going to be called Operation Alien. Oh, sorry, Operation Aliens. So there was some merch that got released because it was supposed to actually happen. But then, so there's Ripley there. There's Apone on the there. So there's not much stuff that has this Operation Aliens branding on it. So I was stoked when I got this, because this has got all artwork that was what the animated series was based on. So they never actually made any episodes. There was a lot of art that came out for it and things. And there's images that make it look like there was actually some episodes, but apparently they never actually ended up coming out. So, but yeah, if you think about it, even like RoboCop had an animated series that I used to watch when I was a kid, and that was rated R.
Yeah, anything was cartoon worthy back in the day.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you don't get that anymore, right?
No. But speaking of Alien 3, I haven't read it yet, but I got this book. It's called Bishop, and
Oh,
it takes place right after Alien 3, where the one that looks like Bishop, well, exactly like him, uh, Michael, I think, from Wayland Yutani, he
so he
actually
shows up at the,
finds
yeah,
at the end, yeah.
yeah.
He actually finds Bishop and he wants to get all the xenomorph info and he promises Bishop like a new body and of course the ship will go down. But yeah, I'm very curious. I like the cover too. But I still have to read it, so in time.
There's it's actually funny. So one of the comics I read, it probably came out maybe 2 years ago now, an Aliens book I read. It was a comic book, but it was actually about a team of synths that got sent into like an alien hive to, I can't, they had to retrieve something from there. But when the new show came out, I was like, oh, that's a similar idea, right?
Yeah, with the new group, yeah.
So maybe we'll get into it a bit with Alien Earth because I know we were both excited about it. And it was weird again, just like that Cinimation's just become an aliens girl now.
Yeah, I find it surreal myself as well. So
Um, so I guess the first thing is I haven't. Have you watched any YouTube videos about people reviewing the show and things like that?
no, that is like another obstacle that I still kind of have. It's the same thing when I watch on Disney Plus. Like when the end credit starts, always a picture shows up, and I'm just like terrified. Like, what picture could show up? And it's still like a thing that I'm like, if I watch probably now with this, I would get like a lot of alien recommendations.
Well, I
So
don't know
it's
if you
kind of like,
know if, but like the image of us right now, we're inside a mouth of a xenomorph. I don't know if you can see
yeah.
that.
And I'm looking at it constantly, so that's also another victory. But yeah, I haven't done yet the video on YouTube thing. Just a recommendation, like seeing those pictures. Well, I mean, it's become less and less now the shock value for me, but still, it's that little bit that's still inside me.
So I'll watch the few of them just to get, and they're mostly just breakdowns. But there hasn't been too much. I haven't heard too many people dislike the show. I watched one video where a guy was like, "Alien Earth sucked and here's why," and I was like, ugh. So I watched a bit of it and I couldn't get to the end because I was like, "Dude, you're not making very good points of why it's bad." But anyway, just your first thoughts on whether you liked it or not.
I did like it. I like the fact that we get to see a bit of Utani now. I don't know how far they will show Utani stuff because with Prometheus we see Wayland, and I'm very curious about Utani because they were, I believe, from like synthetics or cyborgs, whatever. So I would like to see more of that as a noob, especially hashtag noob. Um, just putting it out there before we get canceled.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're both kind of alien noobs. Like I've always liked Aliens, the movie, but I wasn't obsessed with Aliens until like maybe 3 years ago, I would say. So yeah, we're both kind of newbie as far as fans
yeah.
go.
It's not that we met up yet at the museum in Austria or wherever it is with the designer of the xenomorph that we're hugging everything. But I liked it so far. I also, so far, I'll say, like the children aspect in these synths. I'm not sure if I'll still like it in the long run, if I'll get annoyed by it, but I like the reaction so far, like, ew, gross, monster, there's a bear in the hallway.
Yeah, you know
So
what? I felt the kids thing made it gave it a Disney element is what I thought. I didn't dislike it at all. Some of the kids are a little bit annoying. I feel like as like once they're in their adult bodies, um, uh, I don't know if they overplayed the child because you only meet them briefly before they transfer their minds into their bodies. But one of the things, for example, I noticed only on my second watch, I rewatched it last night, and like Marcy, yeah, Marcy's the main girl who became Wendy. I feel like Wendy's character, her personality traits don't seem like how Marcy was in the brief period that you saw her in the first episode. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
The only
Wendy's a
thing
bit
we
more,
know is that she's special. So
yeah.
why is she
Wendy was
special?
very playful and things like that. The character, while Marcy was a little bit more, and again, she was kind of like on her deathbed kind of
Dying.
thing. Yeah, yeah. So, but that was just one thing, and it didn't that didn't like I wasn't like pissed off or anything. That was just one thing I noticed. I was like, oh, I feel like the character Wendy doesn't seem the same as Marcy, and similar to the way some of the kids are portrayed as adults. They didn't necessarily match up. But then there was that one kid who was kind of dumb. When she's like, any questions? And he was like, I want to be a doctor or whatever. And she's like, that's not a question. So
Yeah. I also like I don't know if it's like a connection or anything, but when Macy is about to become Wendy, she asked the question like, "Can I dream again?" And I was like, "Hey, isn't that what Newt asks Ripley in Aliens? Like, can I
yeah,
dream?"
look at that. Look at that. We'll do a
Wink,
breakdown.
wink. Ooh,
Well, there was a lot
Easter
of
egg added.
there was a lot of homage, like homages paid to Alien 1 and 2, I feel like. Um, Obviously, the opening of the first episode was just almost identical to Alien, even on the ship and the people sitting around the table.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, I was like, wait, is he meant to be the the guy? He looked almost identical. And even like once they get into the city, and I guess the Marine Army type people, like everything had an alien and aliens feel to it. You definitely believed you were in the alien universe, I think.
yeah. Yeah, I believe the day before they released a trailer as well that was like one-on-one with the Alien trailer.
Oh,
So that was
really?
interesting. Yeah, also the music, that I hear, I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
The
And
music
also the
sounded.
sound of the xenomorph from like aliens. Sounds like a trumpet.
And they did that really cool shot when the kids were transferring their minds to the adult bodies. You know how they did it all in one shot? How it just kept going up and down, and then one would be on the table, and next thing you know, they'd be standing up and watching the next person. That was like really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I also
Um,
very curious about Kirsch because I don't know. So far, he's giving me like Bato vibes from Ghost in the Shell in a way. Like he could be like the protector of Wendy, like as a Motoko,
Wait,
maybe.
Kirsch is his Timothy Elephant, right? Is that character?
He's from the Mandalorian, as far as I know.
Yeah. He's the uh
The
Cobb Vanth from
AliExpress,
Mandalorian.
the Temu, the Temu
Um,
Boba Fett.
you know what else he's in? He's in Scream 2.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the killer.
I don't know
That's when
movies
I
in
first found
English.
Timmy Elephant. He's the killer. He's who's helping the mum.
I haven't watched that movie in ages, but I'm pretty sure if Timothy's watching right now, he is like very appreciative of you. Maybe you get like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
premium membership club card,
Come on the
Oh,
next
he's my
episode,
biggest
Timothy.
fan.
He's welcome to the next episode of this if he wants to join us.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool that I know that he's been doing it for like a long time as an acting. And
Yeah,
suddenly he is.
sorry, yeah. So you were saying you because I did see you make your post on Instagram and you made mention about Ghost in the Shell vibes.
Yeah, yeah, because the way that she's described as in like her fuck, what's it called, the mind is transferred to a new body just like Motoko. That kind of gave me Ghost in the Shell vibes, and how suddenly she's like super smart and all that jazz, of
Oh,
course,
do I
because
need to
she's a
go back and
woman.
rewatch? Do I need to go back and rewatch Ghost in the Shell? Because I watched it when I was younger, but I wasn't. I don't know. I found it boring, but I was like probably 14 at the time. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't my
Well,
thing.
I find the manga boring compared to the animated movie, but I also like the live action movie, and I hear a lot of people hate it. but I think he's great.
Ah, that's right. Who was in that? Was it Charlize Theron
Scarlett, no, Scarlett Johansson.
or Scarlett? Was it? Okay. Okay.
I
Maybe I
like that
should.
movie, you know.
Okay. Well, there you go. Maybe I need to watch the live action. Um. All right. So I got a couple of notes on episode 1 and episode 2. Is there anything I guess that stood out to you? Did you have any favorite moments on either episode?
Well, the fact that I could watch the xenomorph, but also how terrifying it is when it's out in the loose. Because so far I've only seen it in a spaceship, and now it's literally out and about. So yeah, how terrifying can it be? Especially how fast the xenomorph slaughtered the people in episode 2. Damn,
There
I
was
knew I
that
hated you
scene in
for a
episode.
reason.
There was that scene in episode 1. And I don't think we've ever seen a xenomorph walk backwards. You remember that at the start?
Yeah.
I was like, that's new.
Yeah, that was like very slow motion. Yeah, true.
Something I heard on some of the YouTube videos I watched, and apparently there was a lot of people criticizing this. I didn't have a second thought about this, but apparently a lot of fans were knocking the look of the xenomorph. I think some of the complaints were it looks too dry, which I thought looked cool. It looked clean, like it looked super clean, right? Like it had a real matte, almost like a shiny matte on the head. People were saying that the way it moved, it was too obvious that it was a man in a suit and stuff like that. And I'm like, trust me, that's way better than CG.
Yeah, but you don't know who it got out of, you know. Maybe it looks like that because, I don't know, it came out of a synthetic. I mean, we don't really know what happened on that ship.
It came out with someone with very dry skin.
Korean skincare.
I liked the way it looked. I just thought it looked really new and just But when I heard that criticism, I was like, yeah, normally they are kind of shiny and have that weird stickiness look to them. But
Yeah,
I
but
thought that was
that's maybe
different.
because it's on a ship and it's very warm and it's sweaty. And
Um,
now it's like out in the open, so I don't know. We don't really know how it reacts on Earth, you know, with our whatever you call it. I tried
I,
to be very smart here, but it's not working.
I do have to say that I didn't like. Not that I didn't like. I thought the endings were weird. The
Yeah.
second episode wasn't as bad, but they didn't really do like the cliffhanger, the typical cliffhanger ending that made you go, oh, like the second episode a little bit, but the first episode, I thought the ending was really poor and it was really bizarre the way they did it because she was just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go save him, and then that song starts playing and you're like, what? It was just a really weird ending. It didn't make me go, oh, I can't wait for the next episode, you know?
Yeah, it's also because I think, you know, they have like a long black screen in between like other scenes. And I'm like, okay, is there like some what do you call it, the jump scare coming or something? But it felt like really long. So when the end credits came on, I was like, oh, okay, so we're done now.
Yeah, it was
Because
just,
you're already used to seeing the black screen quite often.
and then even the second episode ending was it was a little bit better
Stay
because I
here.
guess you know what her mission is in the next episode because so obviously her brother isn't gonna die from being taken.
We don't know yet.
He's probably gonna be all like, you know, gooed up.
Cocooned.
Yeah, cocoon, that's the word. But yeah, I thought the endings were a little bit odd, the way they chose to do it.
That's probably where she will kill the xenomorph because, you know, in the first trailer there's like a split second where you see someone dragging the xenomorph by that second mouth with some hook.
Oh yeah, I remember that in the trailer. Yeah. What else are in my notes here? Episode 2, the xenomorph chase scene. This is, you know, the bit where that xenomorph when they're jumping across the staircase thing, and then like it comes out, and then it's like chasing him around, right? This was something that made me go, "Come on, man!" And this is the type of criticism that Mark would give, right? It's not something that
Hi,
really
Mark.
bothered me. Hi, Mark. It wasn't something that really bothered me. Yeah, you got fans finally showing up for you. Mad Spidey's still patiently waiting for his appearance on Cinemation.
The animation edition,
Um,
yeah.
so her brother. Wait, what's her brother's name again? Is it Hershey or
Uh,
something like that?
yeah, like the
He's got,
chocolate.
he's got like a
Hirsch.
million names. He's got Hershey. He's got Joe DiMaggio, whatever. Let's call him Hershey. Um, he gets chased, right? And it's literally like 2 meters away from him at all times as he's running away. And then he gets on the elevator with the fastest door that's ever existed. There's no such elevator that opens and closes as fast as the one that he jumped on in that episode. That was the only thing I was
I
like,
have to look
oh
at that
man.
again.
Like, think about aliens when they jump in the elevator and how long the door takes to close. This door opened supersonic speed, and that it didn't bother me, but I just took a mental note going, I don't know if that would have happened.
Yeah, but perhaps it was, like future because it's like Earth, even though aliens is like many years later, even though that elevator goes really slow. Or
Or maybe
even
because
Romulus went kind of slow.
that's what I'm saying. Elevators don't open fast, right? In real life or in movies, that was the first time I'd ever seen a door open that quick and close that quick as well. That was yeah. So that was just one thing I took note of. It's like, oh, that's the type of criticism that Mark would say that would never happen.
The one
Was there
elevator
anything?
door.
I mean, do you view things like that? Because I always say to people, like, I'm sure you've watched me and Mark talk about a movie before, and he's like, he gets into real fine details, and I'm just like, I just watch a movie and tell you if it's good or not. I don't look into those little details. This time was probably I watched it a second time just so I could take notes for this stream. So I don't
Yeah,
normally, do that. But you're a big movie person, so like, I mean, do you look at little things like that and go, oh, that's bullshit?
not per se. Not per se. No.
It's part of the
Sometimes,
fantasy.
it's very outstanding, you're like, Jesus, that's bad. But it's not that, well, maybe. Like, well, one little thing that they changed that I really hated, and I turned the Blu-ray off, was the intro music for Al Pacino's Scarface, because it's on the Blu-ray, it's different than
Oh, really?
previous releases. Yeah. So I turned it off. It's like, no, this song is so fucking good, and you fucking ruined it. Done. Trashed
That
it.
would that would have probably been some sort of licensing thing, right? Or what is it
Yeah,
like
I
the
don't know.
director saying, no, I want this Limp Biscuit song to be in this movie now or something like that? Like
No, I mean it was still the same song, but they updated it. I don't know, they played a few things differently.
a
That was annoying
remixed
for me. So
version.
yeah, Skrillex. No, but I don't know. Like little things like that can turn me off, but not. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I look at a movie critical, knowing that I have to talk about it, I'll look at it differently, of course. But
Just to sidetrack a little bit, just with movies that have changed on like DVD release and stuff. I don't know if you know the movie Demolition Man
yeah,
with
yeah,
Stallone and Wesley
slow.
Snipes. So in that movie, the original movie, uh the world, like there's only one restaurant in the world, which is Taco Bell. Taco Bell is the only restaurant left. Um, so when it came out on DVD, I was excited to watch Demolition Man on DVD, right? I put it on, and the entire movie, every time the word Taco Bell was said, gets overdubbed with Pizza Hut. And
Oh,
every
oh, pizza's
time,
better.
but every time there's a logo of Taco Bell somewhere in the movie, it's changed to Pizza Hut. It blew my mind because there's the bit where he literally hold like the shot is of his hand holding a container that used to say Taco Bell, and all of a sudden it says Pizza Hut, and I'm sitting there watching this crystal clear DVD like, how does it say Pizza Hut? I couldn't believe it. Blew my
Oh, I
mind.
should check it out. I haven't seen it. I think the last time I watched it was actually on VHS, which still doesn't say anything because it could still be yesterday, but I haven't seen it since the 90s.
Well, the VHS will have Taco Bell.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I used to have the VHS, but it wasn't until DVD that it changed. So
Yeah, but wasn't it the same with like the Street Fighter movie trailer? It showed different scenes that was in the scene. The same with Marvel,
I think
Infinity
sometimes they do
War.
that, but those scenes they show, I think, were probably deleted scenes, right?
Probably. I don't know.
It's like, did you ever see the Snyder Cut Justice League?
No, but I heard I should.
So I watched the original Justice League first, which is really bad, and then I watched the night before, and then I watched Snyder Cut. There are scenes in that are the exact same scene. So the same scene, like they're in the same place in the same scene, but the dialogue is completely different. Completely different conversation, same scene. And I'm like, it was unbelievable.
Mind blown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought the first release on DVD, Mad Spidey. So, but check it out; it will blow your mind. Pizza Hut. Anyway, moving on. What else have I got in my notes here? Okay, so let's talk about some of the different species on board.
Ooh, yeah. The one that, oh, I'm glad it was only just a few seconds, but with the cat, I was like, no, man, not the fucking cat. Don't do. But still, it's like really sad because it's like another Jones-looking cat, and
So I didn't actually watch any of them, but leading up to the show coming out, they were releasing the studio was releasing all these shorts, and they were like people filming real footage. It was like almost found footage type videos of the people, the crew that are on that ship. And the cat plays a big part. So the cat actually has a GoPro camera sort of on its collar, and you see the cat. So I didn't watch any of these videos, but from all the YouTube videos I watched, I learned, yeah. So they did all these teasers, and you actually get to see that cat, and you get to follow it around via its camera, and then you see it in the show, and it's fucking because eyeball fucking hanging out. So
that thing does look creepy though.
yes, but here's the thing with that eye thing, right? So in the trailer, remember the trailer? You see it for about a second.
Yeah.
In the trailer, I saw that second. I was like, "Holy crap! What is that?" Because there's something that, like, one of my friends who's a big Aliens fan, he's he's probably a purist, so he's like, "I don't want all this and that. I just want to see the original xenomorphs. I don't want one that's mixed with a predator. I just want to see original xenomorphs get blasted." It's like, I like expansion on the lore. So that eye thing in the trailer looked really, really. I mean, I was about as curious about that as I was with the space jockey in the first movie, right? But when I saw it in
Oh.
that when I saw it in that second episode, right? Firstly, I didn't think the CGI was very good. Just my opinion. But I in the trailer, it looked like a big fucking thing. It was tiny. It was like a little spider.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it will grow. Maybe this is just the
Maybe.
first. You never know. Because
And
that
then
that
there
was
was that.
also a thing with what people said with Romulus, right? That the xenomorph popped up way quicker than in previous movies. So you don't know. Maybe it will take longer.
Yeah, I don't think that's too much of an issue now because we all know kind of what the xenomorph looks like. Did you watch? Have you seen? I didn't watch. I'm avoiding any more trailers. I don't want to because I don't know if you saw the last. I think we discussed the last Predator trailer that released for the new Predator movie. They showed way too much in that trailer. So I
Yeah.
saw there's a trailer for the next Alien Earth episode, and I was like, I'm not even going to watch it. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I didn't even
Okay.
know there was a trailer.
Yeah, so there's a trailer for the
Look
third
at it.
episode. I was like, I'm just gonna stay away from that. I'd rather just be surprised, I think. So, um, but again, like, I think from the trailer, the whole line of when Morrow, whatever his name is like, this ship tracked down 5 of the deadliest, species in the universe or whatever. Like, that's really intriguing to me because that's what I would expect in, I guess, the galaxy or universe that these things come from. There's probably all kinds of crazy shit. Um, Taco Bell to Pizza Hut. I'm gonna have to watch that again. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure all versions now, I think, are Pizza Hut from memory. But that's definitely a thing. The Pizza Hut thing. I even googled it to sort to find out why. But yeah, for
but
me, like,
also
yeah.
with the in the trailer you saw like a drawing and it was like this huge black blob of a monster. So what is that?
Yes. So I think also, well, what do you think? A good segue, Bo. Thank you. I think there's going to be a predator in this show, right? Do you think that?
I don't know.
In the trailer, I think I sent you. Wait, I didn't send you a members only video. What am I talking about? I did that trailer reaction. I did that trailer
For
reaction,
free.
and there's a sound in that trailer which sounds very much like a predator. There's that weird, like, weird gargling, crackling. I don't know. That predator sound was in the trailer.
Okay, well, I haven't
So
watched
I
the trailer,
think
but
there's definitely in my, maybe not definitely, but I think there's going to be a predator in this show. I think that's going to be a big reveal, and I also think that maybe it's going to connect to the new Predator movie.
yeah, maybe near the end. Maybe.
Maybe I just think that that sound was a dead giveaway for me when I watched the trailer. Um, but I think obviously it's going to be a big thing. I think that'll be probably one of the last things they reveal in this. But I'm really excited to see because of the, like, so how I said before, my friend was very, purist. He just wants to see the original Xenomorphs. That's how I used to be. And then I started collecting these toys. And like I said, all the Xenomorphs are based on different animals because, they impregnated a different animal. So it takes on the form of that animal. So there's a praying mantis one, right? I don't know how a praying mantis got inseminated, but but the idea of that, there's a scorpion one, for example. And at the start, you got the scorpion at the start of Alien Earth. That made
Yeah.
me think, like, yeah, like that's the universe that these things come from. There's got to be so much more things. So I'm actually really excited to see more different species and what they actually haven't shown us yet.
Yeah, like the one thing that's still hanging that looks like a flower thing.
Yeah,
Or
and it
that
was
they
about
say like
to.
flora.
It's gonna rape someone's face, without doubt.
Yeah.
Yes, Lostian is a big Alien fan. I decided to avoid trailers and spoilers. I like. Okay, and that's fair. Um, yeah, but because Mark always tries to avoid trailers as well, and yeah, that Predator trailer that they released was way too much. Like, I didn't want to know that synth was half a body. You know what I mean? Like that's too much, I think, to give away because that would have been a big
Yeah,
surprise if you saw that in the cinema.
I thought the Wayland Yutani part was pretty cool, her eye showing, but maybe
Yeah.
like near the end and then no more trailers. Like, okay, so we might just, well, might, probably will be some crossover.
But yeah, I think they're going to tie the show in with that show. I know that's a theory. I don't know for sure, but I definitely think there's going to be a Predator in this, and that's going to be a big wow moment. So you definitely want to watch that on the opening night because that'll be all over the internet the next day.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But also, I'm very curious if they will ever, I'm not sure if it will happen in this series, but I'm also very curious, like, what happened with David, in like Covenant? He went away with like a whole colony with him. Like, will we ever find out like the experiments he did, or is that part of the experiments that he did?
See, I need to rewatch those again to get. When I watched Covenant last time, I was very confused with what David was doing. I was like, man, I think
A
it's because
baby Groot?
I didn't want it to go in that direction, I think, is why. So you saying you loved all that stuff. I didn't like all that stuff as much. Because you were
No,
saying you
not the
loved the
baby Groot part.
but like the engineers and the origin of David and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but that was only in Prometheus,
Didn't they
in
talk about it?
Covenant.
Because he's in Covenant, isn't he?
David is in Covenant, yes. Well, you see, like the engineers, like they go to the planet, but then they put like goo out, and that's pretty much the end of what we know as the engineers. And
But isn't David like experimenting with all these different things in it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. like, but also with the Dr. Shar, like she was pretty cool. But what I didn't like was that xenomorph baby, like dancing like baby Groot in
Yeah,
the cave.
like you basically had a little baby xenomorph as a chest burster, right? That's what happened, right?
Yeah,
That
I'll do the
was
fingering with the twin part of himself. But at the end, like he is on a ship, and you know that he has a colony. He brought two face huggers, in some glass ball or whatever, and off he goes. So what happens? What did he experiment?
actually a video I watched tonight about Alien Earth. They said, and I could have sworn they said that this Alien Earth is dismissing the prequels, and I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. Um,
If it ties in with Romulus, it doesn't.
something
Well, I
you've got to
mean,
do,
tie in.
something you've got to check out is, what's his name? Neil Blomkamp. He directed District 9. Oh, have you not seen District 9?
What is that?
Holy shit. That's the movie you're going to watch tonight when you get home from whatever you're doing. You need to watch District 9. Oh, it is one of my favorite films of the last 20 years. Or I don't know, I can't remember. It's quite old now. It's probably 15 years old now, maybe. Or maybe not that old. I don't know. It's pretty old now. But District 9 is like a sick sci-fi film. So this guy directed a whole bunch of these sci-fi films, and they're all really good. Chappie? Have you seen Chappie?
I know
That's
about
the
it,
one with
but I've never watched it.
Chappie's the one with Deanne. Okay. So he directed all these movies, and they're all really great sci-fi movies. And he was supposed to be directing Aliens 5. So he got signed on to do Alien 5. He came out with all the things that he came out and said all the things he planned to do. He said, my movie is going to make Alien 3 and Resurrection a space dream. So my movie has Hicks, has Newt, and they're fucking old. so, and so the movie never got made. He ended up getting, I think it was a conflict of interest with Ridley Scott. So he decided to bail on the project. But there's a lot of videos on YouTube about his, because he released storyboards and stuff, and there's art, like movie art of like Hicks, and there's like this image of Ripley about to fight a queen alien, but Ripley is wearing a xenomorph suit, which is very Neil Blomkamp. Like Neil Blomkamp, yeah, I swear to God, District 9, put it on your list because it is one of my favorite movies ever. And it's one of my more favorite modern films, and it's just an unbelievable movie. Anyway, back to Alien Earth. Getting off topic here. What are have you got any theories on things that might happen or what you maybe want to see from the show?
Well, like I said earlier, I would love to see more on the Yutani aspect. What they are about, because I know Wayland wants to be like a god with Prometheus. So I'm very curious, like, what is Yutani? Especially with this whole new synthetics. Like you already have like the cyborgs, the androids, and now the synthetics. Is this like a company that will last, or will it get crushed? Like what happens? Because it could just be like a one-time thing, right? Like Wendy, I don't know, loses her shit. I have no idea. Will she be like
Yeah.
one of those androids that, like an Ash?
Well, at the
Anything.
start of the first episode, how they said about the three different types of things, and whichever company has the superior one is going to run the world or whatever. Doesn't that mean that Utani's already won? Because we haven't even heard of these other companies,
Yeah, but then we only know about these guys in spaceships. So they don't really know much about the company. So who knows? Will it be like a whole new universe that we're getting with these
Well, that's true.
Kirsch, and they could go a whole different direction. Who knows? But yeah, I think the fans will be like, no, wait, Utani is the one. But yeah, I'm curious about where or if we get to see some more Utani stuff. Very curious what Kirsch is. Is he friendly or is he not friendly? because he uploaded all the data in his arm when it comes to that tentacle thingy, and then he put the pressure on, like, you have to go and protect the eggs, which kind of is like
Yeah.
Ash or. So that's curious, like, where is it going? And especially since Wendy is allegedly becoming this mastermind, smart thing ever. Like, is she going to be like the new David, who's like super smart and experimenting? I don't know. That's the
I,
thing.
I
You don't know anything really after 2 episodes.
I wonder. Like I guess some of the things. Well, okay, I've got a list of things that I'm
Ooh.
questioning about. Right, you ready for this? So if you just mentioned the eggs before, right? They got sent to protect the eggs or whatever. Where did those eggs come from? Did
Yeah, did
something
they
lay
visit
those?
David?
Did something lay those eggs? Oh, could there be a queen alien in this show?
Ooh, would be cool.
I doubt it, but that crossed my mind. I was like, because the queen's only ever been shown once.
Yeah, true.
So, and apparently Ridley Scott doesn't like the queen alien.
Does he
Because he
like
didn't.
anything?
Well, he doesn't like what James Cameron did. um, but yeah, that would be super cool if there was a queen appearance. I doubt it, but where'd those eggs come from? Someone had to lay them. They didn't just lay themselves.
Yeah, but you had
Um,
the things as well in Prometheus. You also had those egg-looking
oh
things.
yeah, yeah,
Where
those
did they
weird
come
things.
from?
Yeah. The other thing is, can you remember in episode 1 and episode 2, there was the bit where they're walking down the hallway and there's that guy spraying stuff against the wall?
Yeah, he took his time.
Yeah, but they referred to it twice in both episodes. So I think he's repairing that wall because there's something on the other side.
Oh, this is turning into Stranger Things.
So I guess I'm curious on what, maybe that could be the predator. That could be the queen. There could be so many things that it could be.
It'll probably be a disappointment because it will be like WandaVision, like, oh, Mephisto is coming. Uh-uh.
Um so yeah, that's another big mystery, I think, that they kind of, it's like a little Easter egg. Did you notice that? What could be behind there? Because I think in one of the episodes there's like a noise sort of coming from the other side of the wall too, and you don't know what that is.
I have to watch it again. I
Again.
will, because yeah, it will be the third view, but with things mentioned now, I'm like, oh, I have to pay
Um,
better attention.
and then the last thing, I guess, is I wonder, or I think maybe, um, if this will tie back to the first movie and explain a few things of maybe. Oh well, I guess I can't explain the space jockeys because fucking Prometheus already did that. um, yeah, I just wonder if it ends with a tie-in to the first movie because it's set just before it, right?
Yeah, but they were just like a cargo ship, right? They're probably just somewhere in space picking up, I don't know, catch up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What pictures are in the frame? Love the artwork. Uh,
Indeed.
let's go to Sandy. Oh, full screen.
Oh,
You
whoa, whoa. What
you
do we
got
have?
some Lovesick on the bottom right and the top left there by Luana Vecchio, and you got some Jenny
Okay.
Frison. Top right, you got Catwoman.
That's yours,
Uh,
by the way.
oh, did I send you that?
Yep.
Oh,
You are
really?
Sarah.
Had to have been me, surely. And then you got um, and then you got the Jenny Frison, Somebody's Killing the Children there, and look at that, Star Wars figures on the wall.
Yeah.
Look at that. There you go. See, you're a movie
Very
buff.
cool.
You got all the movies there. You should be able to break these things down well.
these are Asian movies. Maybe I should do something with that. No, but
Your CinemALIEN series, there was one of them that went off, didn't it? Didn't you do one that had like heaps of views?
uh, oh, all had heaps of views. I can't remember which one. I know that the Tomb Raider one blew up, and I was just like, why? Because
The Tomb Raider one.
yeah, it was basically just shooting the shit, you know.
Well, that's what this
Rolling
series is
over
going to be.
Angelina
So,
Jolie.
what we're hoping for is that we're going to try to do this every fortnight or bi-weekly, as some people will say, and we'll review 2 episodes at a time. I feel like that's 2 episodes will fill the hour a bit easy because the first half of this we just nerded out in aliens, which we can do. At the end of the day, it's not called CinemALIEN Earth; it's just called CinemALIEN. So we'll try to keep it to
Probably
the
be
hour.
better prepared too.
Well, I was prepared this time, right? I didn't want it to. That's why I took notes.
Yeah, I was like this morning. I was like, shit, I should have taken notes because I was already forgetting things. I'm like, oh shit. But it's been 2 years, so that's my excuse.
Aside from the Alien franchise, what's your guys' favorite Ridley Scott work?
Blade Runner and
Oh, did he do Black Rain?
yes, sir.
I actually don't know. I mean, he did Gladiator, didn't he? I like Gladiator. Did he do Gladiator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blade Runner and that one I really like.
Hey, did you know as well? And again, I didn't pick up on this because I'm not a massive Blade Runner fan. Not that yeah. Anyway, that apparently they're tying in. There's tie-ins to Blade Runner with the Alien universe.
Really?
Yeah. So, because I watch a lot of those breakdowns, and they've referred to what's the name of the corporation that builds the robots in Blade Runner?
Fuck.
So you see their name, Tyrell? Is that it? The Tyrell Corporation?
Wasn't that from the new movie? Shit, I looked at a bag recently with the logo.
Apparently
I'm
there's a
not a
lot of
fan.
rumors that they're tying in because the corporation of Blade Runner, they make robots. So
Yeah.
apparently that could be a thing. So maybe I'll have to go back and watch Blade Runner. It's going to be all part of it. What's the
Fucking Han
recommended?
Solo showing up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Recommended watch. Episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, what do you mean the recommended watch through? I'm confused. All right, so we're getting to an hour, so maybe we'll try to wrap it, but we're gonna hopefully come back in a fortnight. We'll review 3 and 4. We might discuss some other alien related things. District 9 has aliens, so maybe they could have a. You should seriously watch District. It is so good.
I also once heard that I should avoid what's it called, the Mockingbird shit, because in one of those movies there's like a albino looking alien thing that looks a lot like.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Sarah loves those movies. I've watched them all once because she rewatched them, so I just watched them all with her, and they're all right. They're okay. I wouldn't say
Ready
they're bad.
Player One. I never watched because I heard there's like a xenomorph in it.
Wait a sec. Are you serious? I watched that last night with Sarah.
Really?
Yeah, because she hadn't seen it, and we were trying to think of something to watch, and I was like, oh, I really want to watch that again because I loved it. That's a great movie. I really like Ready Player. There's a lot of pop culture references in it. Oh no! That's fucking sick. The main girl, because it's like they're like living in like a virtual world. You can buy like there's so many pop culture references. Like his car is like a DeLorean from Back to the Future, and there's a bit where the main girl, they're getting like chased, and she spawns a fucking alien pulse rifle and starts blasting people with it. It's pretty good. I like it. It's a very good movie. All right. Well, do you want to wrap it there? Are we good? Anything else you want to add to your thoughts on Alien Earth episode 1 and 2?
No, make it good.
Make it good.
Make Alien great again.
I think they were off to a good start. So
yeah.
And when I say that, I guess it's just it definitely makes me curious of where it's going, and I definitely want to know more of what they're doing. What they've got planned. So that's
Who
all you
are
can ask
they?
for.
Why are they here?
There you go. All right. Well, we'll wrap it there. Again, you guys should follow Sani. Her Instagram will be in the description. She does more stuff on Instagram than she does on YouTube. You can go back and watch her old content on YouTube, but as far as new content goes, doesn't exist. It's right here on the Simple Simon YouTube
Contractual.
channel. That's that's it. She's signed the paperwork. She's exclusive to my channel now.
You'll
But
lose followers now.
due to licensing agreements, she's now known as Nostromo 05 rather than Cinemation 05. So there you go. All right. We'll wrap it there. Tune in. So I think 2 weeks' time, I will discuss it after we get off here. But it might not necessarily be the same day, but it'll be roughly the same time. But we'll work that
Yeah.
out and stay tuned. I'll make heaps of posts about it. I'll make clips about this. I'm going to pump this up. So all the aliens, guys and girls will
And
make this the
cancel
hottest.
us.
We weren't that bad. We'll
Please
well behave.
punish us.
Yeah, go back to
Ridley
Santa's.
Scott sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you anyone who watched us tonight and jumped in the chat. We appreciate it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yay,
All right.
Johnny.